Here we have an example of a limiting reactant. We're going to use the ratio process. We also have gas laws in this because we have liters as our product. We're given mass as our reactants. And we're given amounts for both, which is why this is called a limiting reactant, because you need to figure out which one of these you'll run out of first. So in the ratio process, the first step was the GFM process. So the molar mass of N2 would be 28 grams. The molar mass of just H2 is 2 grams. The next step is the coefficient step. That means I take my coefficient times the molar mass. So there's no number here, so it's understood that there's a 1 times 28 is still 28 grams. And then I have 3 times 2, which is 6 grams. So then you need to figure out, for nitrogen, 30 grams over 28, that's going to be more than 1. For the hydrogen, I have 5.5 grams over 6 grams. That's less than 1. So I'm going to run out of hydrogen before I run out of nitrogen. So that means that hydrogen is my limiting reactant. And when I do the stoichiometry to figure out how many liters of NH3 I'm going to make, I must use H2 because I'm going to run out of that first. Now, this says liters. I'm not going to put the GFM here. I'm going to put the molar volume of a gas, which is 22.4 liters. I take that number times 2, because that's the coefficient step. So, my ratio then for this is 5.5 grams of H2 over 6 grams of H2 is equal to trying to find how many liters of ammonia gas, that's what NH3 is, over 44.8 liters. So calculators are handy. So 44.8 times 5.5 gives me 246.4. I'm going to divide that by 6. So 41.07 or 41.1 liters of NH3 would be my answer. And you can check because 41.1 over 44 is less than 1, just like 5.5 over 6 is less than 1. So we could do 5.5 divided by 6. So we should get about 0.92. So if I take 41.1 and divide it by 44.8, I get 0.92. That's a good way to check and make sure that you didn't, goof your math up and that sort of thing. So 41.1 liters. And that's a way to do a limiting reactant. Anytime you're given both substances, you must figure out which one you run out of first. And this is a quick way to figure out which one you'll run out of first, is doing the ratio process. The amount you're given over the molar mass times the coefficient. Sometimes they're very close, but this one was pretty easy. I didn't need to figure out what the value was. I realized that 30 over 28 is bigger than 5.5 over 6. So I didn't need to do any extra, actually figure out what the amount is. And that's one way to do it.